Great. So just find yourself in a seated position as normal. I'd keep your cardigans or jumpers on just for the minute while we sit, because it'll be nice just to keep warm for the beginning. And I just want you to really start to close your eyes and just find your breath and how it is this evening. So you may have had a day at work sitting on the desk, so we're really going to try and work these shoulders back. You might have had a day of carrying 2 babies, so we're going to roll those shoulders back. You might have had a teething baby cuddling, so you might want to roll those shoulders back as well. So really start just to get comfy. Relax your palms, open on your knees. When you feel comfortable and your sit bones are out of the way, then close your eyes and really just start to breathe ever so naturally, nothing forced, and just settle into where you are now, finding a little moment of peace and quiet, time for you. No expectations, no judgment, just an hour of you time. You might find you're breathing quite shallowly to begin with, so just become attuned to it and just try to focus on bringing the breath down to the belly, to expand that belly, to give that deep inhale. So you should feel it rise. And then as you exhale, it softens. So with every inhale, just fill your lungs and your belly. And then as you exhale, really relax. Really feel that space between your shoulders and your earlobes, and roll your shoulders back. If you feel that gives you a bit more open space, that's the way to do it. Just really open and relax and settle into your seat. So we're going to focus on this idea of our own power, our own stories, and how it's our world. Despite everything going on around us, we are still in our own bodies. We still can choose to be positive. We can choose the way we think. So I'm just going to read you something to have with you for the evening. And it starts, "This is your world. You have the power to choose your mindset as you face each challenge that comes your way. You can believe that everything is working against you, or know that everything is happening for you. On those days where you feel less than perfect, when you feel like life is testing you, lean in a little deeper to that sacred space within your heart and arise to the challenge. You have the strength to overcome anything that comes your way, because you have the power to be whoever you wish to be, to achieve whatever dreams you want to pursue. Life is what you make it, and what you make it is up to you." So hold on to that power, and I'd like you just to think perhaps of an intention for this week. Maybe you want to send some good vibes to a family member or a friend, or you want to do something for you this week. But whatever it is, I just want you to think about that now and really try and work it into your imagination, work it into your brain, visualize it, see it, imagine it. Maybe you can imagine the person or the act or the deed, whatever it might be. But really have that as a focus for this evening. Just want you to take a couple more deep breaths here. So as you inhale, feel the belly rise. And as you exhale, let it fall. So you're consciously working your core, even though we're just sitting. So you're going to inhale and exhale. Lovely. And then just bring your palms together. Keep your eyes closed for a minute. Just rub a bit of energy back into the body. The prana, the life force, help us with our practice this evening. And then just cup your hands over your eyes. Blink softly. Lovely, and then just move your hands away. Great. So hopefully we all feel a bit settled, and we'll start. So we're going to start this evening with, we're just going to stay seated for a moment, and we're going to just work with our breath as we inhale, reaching up. As we exhale, coming down. So be really aware and conscious of your shoulders. You don't want them up by your ears. So as you inhale, sort of draw them back so they're kind of pushing away from your earlobes. And then as you exhale, coming down, you're working your core and your lower back here. So everything is working, small minutiae movements just to keep you upright and steady. Seems like a very simple movement, but it will work your abs as well. So as you inhale, reaching up, exhaling, coming down. Lovely, we'll just do a couple more here. If you want to, you can start to feel your Mula Bandha, which is your pelvic floor, reaching up as you come up and releasing as you come down. So it's always good to do, whatever stage you are in life. So as you reach up, really draw up, as if you're drawing from the root of the base of the earth and coming back down, relaxing. Lovely. We'll do one more. Inhaling. This time I want you to hold it at the top. And as we exhale, we're just very gently twisting to the right. On the next inhale, coming up to the center. And exhaling, twisting in the other direction. Keep this flow going. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And do it in your own rhythm, in your own breath. Whatever feels comfortable for you. We'll just do one more on each side after this one. So coming up to the center, inhaling. Exhaling to the right. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Lovely. And then just give your arms a little shake. You've worked those really hard. You should be feeling a bit of heat, so if you want to take your jumpers off, by all means. Now's the time. And while you're there, just let your legs come forward, so you've just given them a bit of a release as well. I should move my papers. Lovely. Okay, now while we're here, just want to do our ankles here for a minute. So just really reach your toes back up to the sky. You'll feel your quads engaging. That's really working your muscles here. And then I want you to point your toes. You can have your hands beside you for support. So you're working the muscles, but you're not really moving, but they are doing a job. So as you inhale, draw them up. And as you exhale, push them down. Kind of like good toes, naughty toes. Lifting up, pushing away. We spend all day on our feet, so it's really nice to give them a kind of little treat. And then we're just going to do our ankle movement. So you can move your legs a little wider. And you're trying to touch your big toes together if you can. So you're really working the movement of the feet. So your whole leg should be working. That's working our hip joint here. So, you know, you should really feel that range of movement. It might feel a bit strange if you haven't done much before. So just notice that. And then when you've done that one way, then try and go the other way. So I think I was going clockwise to begin with. I think I'm going anti-clockwise now. It's a bit trippy with my leggings, sorry. Great. And then just come and heel them back together. And then just really reach forward slowly, but with your heart. So again, we're not having this rounded back. We're leading with the heart so that our back is really nice and straight. It doesn't matter where you reach. Maybe it's your toes, maybe it's just your shins, but the idea is to stay really, really true to that spine and alignment. It's not a competition, it's your body and it's your practice. And breathe here. You might find a difference in where the breath goes. Just drop your head slightly so you've got that lovely long neck behind you. And then as you exhale, you might find yourself leaning a bit forward. If you can, brilliant. If you feel uncomfortable, just stay where you are. But if you can go a bit further, this is the time to do it on the exhale. And then just hold it there for a minute. Really feel the stretch. The principles of yin yoga is that you get to the pose, you hold the pose and you breathe and soften into it. So just really notice how you're feeling. These deep stretches really work into this kind of minutiae of the muscle and the fascia really releases. And keep breathing using your breath. So as you inhale, there's a slight sort of lift. And as you exhale, you might bend forward a little more. But with every breath, you oxygenate the muscles so it allows them to release. Lovely. And then just walk your hands back and give your legs a little shake. And then cross your legs again, but this time the other leg over, if you can remember. Just move your cheeks out the way. And we're just going to do a very slight sort of neck movement just to get us going before we do some Sufi rolls. So I just want you to inhale, looking forward, and then as you exhale, you just turn your neck one way. I'm going to the right, so do the same as me, that's great. And then you come back to the centre, to the left. Really draw on your core here, to the centre. So really make sure you're working your muscles of your body. Feeling the power, it's within us. Lovely. And we'll just do one more each side. Lovely. Last one. And back to the centre. Now, Lou, you might have done these with me before in pregnancy yoga, but we're going to do Sufi rolls. So we're just going to move our legs a bit further away from us. We've got a really nice kind of upside down triangle here in the sort of groin area. We're going to keep our feet really flexed, so engaged, so we're not going to damage our knees or anything like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and release all this energy, the blockages in the lower back where we're sitting at desks or carrying things. It really gets a lot of tension and there's a lot of compression anyway. So we're just going to lift ourselves up. I'll just show you. You're going to have your hands on your knees, and then you're going to take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll in one direction. And we're going to do it about sort of 10 times one way. But what you want to do is make sure your sit bones remain seated. So you don't want to have any legs coming up, which might mean you can't go forward quite so much. It might just be here. But the idea is that you're keeping your seated rooted. Okay? So we'll start with our hands on our knees. Let's all go clockwise to begin with, then you sort of know where we are. So we take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, you roll. We just keep the breath going. Doesn't have to be too fast, but what I really want you to feel is that loosening of the lower spine, releasing that freedom, the fluidity of motion. I mean, it's amazing when you see, look how much movement we have on our lower back. Sort of the hinge of our hips. Lovely. So really be free at the top of your body, but really sort of strong and powerful in your lower half. Just do a couple more. Lovely. And when you just realise you're coming back to the centre, just hold it there for a minute. You can close your eyes and just see how you feel. Take a big inhale here. Exhale. One more. And then on this inhale and exhale, we're going to go in the other direction, so anti-clockwise. So take a big inhale up and then exhaling down. It's actually really hard to know which way you go, but I think I've done the right way. Lovely. So really straighten the back when you come up. Keep those sit bones on the floor and keep breathing. Lovely. Looking really good, ladies. Keep your breath, keep as your movement. Lovely. And just a couple more here. Lovely. And when you come back to the centre, again, just close your eyes, sitting up nice and tall. Let yourself settle back into that position. And just notice how you feel. Great. And then just release your legs for a minute. And if you could come to all fours, that would be lovely. So we're just going to work on finding that really solid base as always. Planting those hands, really wide fingers. And you want your middle finger really to be pointing to the top end of your mat. So that's really giving you a bit of a gauge, and you're trying to get your knuckle of the back sides of your knuckles sort of pushing into the ground. It takes time. You know, your hands, like your feet, you know, you've got to use them to kind of use them or lose them, as it were. So really work on spreading the fingers wide. Make sure your elbows and shoulders are in alignment with your wrists. You're feeling strong. And then your legs, again, just hip width apart, legs parallel, and that lovely straight spine all the way down your back. And I just want you to breathe here for a minute and really feel what this foundation pose is, this tabletop. It is a base. All 4 points of our body are on the ground. And we're strong and we're powerful here. Lovely. Now on your next inhale, we're going to dip the back. We're going to reach forward, push into our hands, keep that lovely space across our collarbones. And then as we exhale, we're going to round the back. We're going to tuck in our tummy button towards our spine. We're going to push again into our hands and really try and make that arch reach up to the sky. And breathe here. And when you're ready, on the next inhale, glide forward, looking up. Really push into those hands so you're moving the shoulders away from your ears. And then as you exhale, tuck everything in, tuck the tailbone round the back, arch it like a cat. And then coming through again. So we're going to do this a couple of times. Do it in your own time, using your rhythm of your own breath. Really focusing on what's pressing into the ground, where your breath is. Is it helping you move? Lovely. Just really feel the body moving. We're just going to get a little bit quicker now, just to work up a bit of heat. Keep all that body moving. And then we're going to make it into a little flow. So as we are rounding the back, we're going to sink back on our heels. And then we're going to come onto our forearms and glide forward. So we're really now working all of our body. So as we exhale, we sit back. As we inhale, we come forward and up. And we're just working the spine here really, really nicely. Just getting rid of all that tension. But again, do it in your movement, in your free motion, how it feels for you. But you might hear some clicks. It's absolutely fine. But you just want to really feel that your whole spine is sort of coming alive. So you can lean a bit forward if you want to. So if you're coming forward, you can really go. As long as you've got the strength in your arms, you can sink right back. Just do a couple more. And then come back to rest in your tabletop. So really just get back that base. Your wrists might be a bit tired, so if they are, you can just literally just turn them the other way and just give them a little rest. 1 and 2. And this time we're going to go to the sides. We've kind of gone up and up like that, and this time we're going to go to the side. So we're just going to keep our bottoms up, and we're just going to rock from side to side. So I'm going clockwise at the minute, as it were, sort of. But we're working our arms and then come to the middle and then try and go the other way. So it's powerful on our arms, but again, we're just getting a little bit of movement in. Great. And then come back to tabletop. Make your knees that little bit wider. Bring your big toes together and sink back into a really lovely child's pose. Great. And really, really let yourself relax. So really feel your weight of your body pushing into the earth. Feel yourself being held here. And if you want to, you can have your arms forward, or they can be tucked in beside you to relax the shoulders, whichever is comfortable for you. Lovely. And then when you're ready, coming back onto all fours. I just want us to start by just stretching out our hamstrings here. So again, find that base, be steady, be strong, and just take your right foot back on the floor, but I just want you to stretch out that leg. So you'll feel the weight transfer to your hands, so really feel like you're drawing up energy from the earth. It's got you. Lovely, and then bring that knee back to its resting place. And then take an inhale, and we'll do with the left leg. So just stretch it back, keep it on the floor, but really press your heel back so you're stretching your hamstring here. Really nice, well done. And then coming back to the centre. And this time we're going to try and do it with our leg off the floor. So I want you just to find that base, take a big inhale, push into your hands and your left knee, and then lift your right leg back, off the floor this time. So you're really working your core now. Lovely. If you can bend your knee. Just flex your knee back. Keep pushing into your hands. Lovely, and then bring it back down. Great, and then as you inhale, this time lift your left leg. Breathe and hold it here. Again, pushing into your hands. If you feel ready, you can just bend it slightly, so flex it or work your glutes a bit more in the lower back, so just be wary of that. Breathe into the pose. Lovely, and then bring your knee back to the ground. We're going to do one more cat-cow, and then we're going to go into downward dog. So find the base. Take a big inhale here first. Fill your body with the oxygen. Then on your next inhale, dipping forward, really coming through. As you exhale, tucking everything under. Really rounding that, like drawing the belly button to the spine. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees to your chest if you can, and then reach skyward with your bottom. And then you can walk the dog. So go slowly. It's our first mini inversion of the evening. We're not going to do too many, but it just gives a bit of a wake-up call to the systems. So you can walk the dog by just lifting up your heels. Really draw your shoulders sort of down, so you've got a lovely space. Find a place that feels nice, sort of. Breathe. Your gaze should be between your knees. Draw in your tummy. Imagine that bottom is shining a light to the clouds. And just breathe here a moment. And then I want you to push into your left leg and just see if you can lift the right leg off. There's no need for it to be behind you all up. It just needs to be off the floor. I just want you to feel the sensations of what it is to balance. Three-legged dog. Push into your hands for that space. And then lower that foot. Give yourself another walk. Find that sturdy base. Breathe. Push into the right foot and see if you can lift the left foot off the floor. You might be able to take the left foot back a bit, but just feel how it feels for you. Three-legged dog. Lovely. And then bring that foot down. Knees wide of the mat. Big toes together and relaxing into a child's pose. Lovely. And then coming back up to all fours. We're going to go into downward dog just one more time. So I want you to take a cat-cow here. So we're going to push into our hands as we inhale, reaching forward. Exhaling, tucking everything under. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees to the chest if you can, and then take your bottom to the sky. Walk the dog. Push into your left foot. See if you can lift the right foot off the ground. See if you can take it back, trying to keep the hips level this time. So you've got a straight leg behind you. Keep breathing. And then bring that back down. Push into the right foot. Lifting the left leg this time, seeing if you can stretch it out behind you. Keeping those hips nice and level, pushing into your hands, make sure you've got that space. Lovely. And bringing that down. And then just walk your feet towards your hands. Hopefully you can see me here. Just grab your elbows and really just let everything flop. Bend your knees, really just let your head relax. Lovely. And we're just going to slowly roll up into mountain pose. So you're just taking it slowly. Don't want any head rushes, just for a minute. And then just find a nice standing base, about feet hip width apart. Rolling those shoulders back, tucking those angel wings behind you. Bringing your hands by the side of your body. Just lift your toes up and spread them if you can, and then replant them back into the earth. This is one of the foundation poses of yoga, and we think we stand still all the time in the day, and that's what we're doing when we're waiting in line or, you know, having a shower, but it's so much more than that. So we're just going to really think about our bodies now. So really feel that you're pulling up some energy. You're actually kind of pushing down into your feet, that's kind of rebounding up. You want your knees to be quite soft. Roll those shoulders back, squeeze in the core, tuck in your tailbone ever so slightly. I'm sorry you can't quite see it. Hopefully you will on the video. You're tucking your tailbone in ever so slightly. You're really kind of trying to find that middle ground. Your pelvis doesn't want to be too far forward. You don't want to be sticking it out. So just find that neutral position. Draw in your tummy, so you're working the core. And you're just going to see if you can close your eyes. Spread those collarbones. Imagine that your heart is just beaming outward. And your arms are by the side. So you're a strong and powerful mountain, rock formation, sturdy, strong base, strong middle, but you are sort of surveying all your views with this kind of serene, sort of glacial look about you. And your arms are pointing down, trying to reach, your fingers trying to reach those mountain streams. So just have that vision in your mind for a minute. Take some deep breaths here. Feel all the muscles in your body holding you here. Keep breathing. Feel strong. Feel powerful. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. Lovely. And then slowly, if you can, without using your hands, come down to the ground. It's a little trick, just a little testing for you, just to really, it helps you use your core really. Great. Now ladies, if we stop here now before we do the warm down, hopefully we'll be ready. It won't be too much of a stress. So I'll cut the meeting now and then we'll rejoin. Is that all right for everybody? Thank you. Thanks, Helen. Great, thank you all for your patience. It's just Louise coming. Great. Brilliant. Thank you, ladies. If you just want to mute again, sorry about that. And we're just going to bring our soles of our feet together. So really press firmly with your feet into your together, raise your soles together. But you don't have to have them really close in if it's really uncomfortable for you. And if you want to and just have a really nice nourishing evening, just shove a blanket or what's really nice if you've got a big fluffy cushion, you can just rest it underneath. It's just a really nice way to take the weight off your hip flexors here. So I would definitely do that. In fact, I'm going to do it as well because it's a really lovely kind of way to feel it. It also means that you can feel that you can sort of relax a bit and know that there's something to sort of catch you. And then you want to really work this core. So you really want to try and lift up to create that space between your rib cage. And then just hold your feet if you can, but we're really working to keep that lovely straight back. So don't try to sort of sit like this, try and reach them, because we're really trying to sort of open this part up. So if it doesn't work you holding, you can just hold your ankles as well. I think we've lost Lou to go, she's gone to get some some cushions. But really sitting up nice and tall. So you'll feel it in your lower back as you kind of work to hold yourself up. But just see if you can close your eyes here. Really focus on that breath. Again, as you inhale, feel the belly rise. And as you exhale, fall. Inhaling. Lovely. Then if you can, I want you to see if you can put your elbows into the crook of your knees just there. So you might need to lean forward a little bit, but just see if they don't get to your knees, if they just get to your hips, to your thighs, that's absolutely fine. You just want to give a little bit of a push, that's all. So it helps if you've got the cushions there. So carrying on holding to your feet or your ankles wherever you are, I just want you to really ease slowly, again with your chest, so you're leading with your heart. And as you inhale, you lift up a bit. And then as you exhale, you use the pressure of your arms just to see if you can open your legs a little wider. This is such a nice pose to do. We have so much tension in the psoas muscle here that keeps everything kind of locked away, but it's really nice to open it and release those fears. So again, do it in your own time. As you inhale, lift up slightly. And then as you exhale, you can lean forward a bit more, pushing down. You've got the cushions there to hold you, so there's no worry of you hopefully hurting yourself at all. If it feels uncomfortable, stop. But just with every exhale, just want to see if you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Inhaling, lifting forward. As you exhale, push that a little bit deeper. You might feel it as well in your back, and that's totally fine. Your muscles are working together, so just notice wherever you are. It's your practice, your yoga. And then just make sure your head is slightly bowed, because you want to have that lovely straight lengthening of the spine really right up to the neck. You don't want to be sort of compressing it looking up. So just let that relax. Look at your toes if that helps. And just keep with that breath, leaning forward as you inhale, lifting up a bit, and as you exhale, you fold that bit further. And just try and let that go. Whatever tension's there, just see if you can release it. The mind, as we say, it can lead us in paths that we might or might not want to go down. So try and make it do the things that you can do. Lovely. And then slowly pushing on up. So really working your hands back And just sitting here for a minute and just noticing how it feels, if the sensations are any different. Feel that space across your collarbones really open. And then just bring your knees together. Lovely, and then just reach them out forward just to give them a little bit of a rest. Great, I'd move your cushions out the way now as well. We're just going to do a little, just these stretches down. So I'd just like you to bring your right knee up and in towards your groin. And I want you to flex your toes so they're really pointing skyward. If you need to move any bits out of the way so you're not feeling too tight or compressed, now's the time to do it. Boobs included. But you just want to really make sure this leg is working. And then I'd like you to take your left arm and wrap it round that right leg. I want you to lift that other arm up so you're creating an uplifting motion, and then ever so slightly as you breathe out, you're just turning. And I just want you to use the backhand just as a sort of a point of holding you and being able to push you up. But keep those toes pointing to the sky and have a really nice spinal twist here. Lovely. And then coming back round, release that leg, lifting up the left leg and drawing that in towards you. Again, move everything out the way that you need to, so you've got a real nice sort of comfort. Take your right arm and wrap it around that left knee. Lift the other arm forward and up, so you're really getting that lovely twist. Reaching down behind you, lifting up your chest and doing that lovely, lovely spinal twist there. Keep breathing and keep these toes working too, so your leg is not going to sleep. Great. And then just coming around the front and then just letting those have a little rest. Bring the right knee back in, but this time I just want you to let it flop to the side, so your right foot is against your left thigh. We don't need to be taking it really far out wide. You can if you want to get a little extra stretch, but it's not no necessity. And what I want you to do is just your hands on your hips, turn your hips to face the knee of the extended leg. And then again, leading with the heart, I just want you to fold as far as you feel comfortable. Okay, you've got a little twist here as well, so just be aware of that. Just feel what feels right. As you exhale, see if you can drop that a little bit further. Keep breathing. As you inhale, lift up slightly. And as you exhale, drop. And just hold it where it's at your edge, where you really feel you don't want to go any further. And then I want you to take your arms away from your hips, and at this point we're going to have a little rounded back. So really see if you can reach forward and round that back, wherever that might be. We're just curving the back in a different way. Lovely, and then just reach your arms coming back forward. Swap legs. So bring your left leg towards your right thigh. Again, sitting up nice and tall. If you have your hands on your hips, it's just a nice way to gauge where your pelvis is. So you just want to turn it slightly to the right. Again, sitting up nice and tall before you fold forward with your heart. So we're leaning forward, we're keeping that lovely straight back to begin with. And we're just going to where it feels comfortable. Toes pointed to the sky. And just breathing. When you get to the edge of the stretch where it feels that it's right for you, just stay right there and breathe that little bit deeper. I'm going to hold the pose, feel the power within. And then when you feel that's your max, just release your hands, hold your feet or your ankle or your thigh, wherever it is, and then just round your back, so you're giving your back a little bit of a breather by rounding it round. Lovely. Keep breathing. And then just walking your hands back to the center. We'll just do one more stretch before we go into our relaxation. It's going to be pigeon. So we probably need to get to all fours to help us. So if you come back to all fours, it's just easier for me to explain. So you find that foundation again. You're going to take your right knee towards your right wrist and turn your leg in slightly and then slide back. So some of you have done this before with me. I think all of us have by now. Now you can just stay here. If you're here, that's fine, but make sure those shoulders are back and your heart is forward. Just stay there for all of us for a minute, just while we stretch out that hamstring behind us and those hip flexors. When you feel ready, and if you think you can, then's the time to come onto your forearms. So you can slowly come down to feel that release, which is really lovely. And again, watch those shoulders, breathe here, feel where the oxygen's going, where the breath is traveling to. Lower your head so you've got that lovely straight neck. And if this is your edge, then just stay here. If you want to go a bit further, and you can always cross your arms in front of you and reach down to the floor. But really only do this as if it's comfortable. Really listen to your body. Really feel these muscles stretch and breathe into them. Lovely. On your next inhale, inhale yourself up, back onto the forearms if that's where you were before, or if you were there, just come back up to your hands. Just want you to stay here for a little bit on your fingertips if you can. So you're lifting now your belly off from your leg, rolling those shoulders back, drawing them behind you so you've got that really lovely open space. Be careful of the compression in your lower spine. So really push up and tense your core so you've got some strength. And then tuck your toes under at the back and push your weight forward. You kind of do like a foot toe knee, just so you're making your way to a kind of balanced position, back to all fours. If you need to, you can have a child's pose here, it's absolutely fine. Otherwise, we're going to do the next side. So that's your left knee to your left wrist. Just swing that leg through as much as you can. Slide the right leg back. And again, if this is where you are comfortable, that is brilliant. So you can have your palms flat. For extra stretch, you can lift up onto your fingertips. But wherever you are, just stay there for a minute. So we're working the warming up this muscle here. You never want to go into pigeon too quickly because you will hurt yourself. So breathe into the muscles. Okay, and then come down to your forearms if that's where you feel comfortable. Again, lower the neck so you've got that lovely straight spine behind you. Stay here if this is where the edge is. If you want to take it one step further, you cross your arms in front of you and you bring your body to the ground. But really make sure that you feel confident before doing this. This is a really strong stretch here on your hamstring behind, so just beware. And surrender into this pose, really feel it, really let the ground support you. And then when you're ready, just slowly make your way to forearm, pushing up so you've got that lovely open heart. You want to walk your hands back slightly so you're sort of really lifting up and being open. Great. And then, as I said before, just tuck your toes under, try and sort of lean forward so you're coming back into your all fours safely. Untuck your leg and then come back into a really lovely child's pose, legs wide as the mat, and drop down. And I would just suggest to let go of your shoulders now as well. So just bring your arms by the side of you. Really, really relax into child's pose. Lovely. And then ladies, if you want to grab your blankets, your jumpers, your cushions, your pillows, this is the time to get really cozy. And I'm sorry if I've run over, but we'll do the relaxation because I think it's a really nice way to end as well, because you've worked really hard, so well done. So I will remain seated, obviously, to read, but this is your chance to, you know, get as cozy as you want to. You can I would say Shavasana really is best to be lay down on your back. So in order for that to be as should be, you want to really make sure that your legs are let loose and relaxed out to the side. Your feet should just sort of drop forward. So lie on your back, and I would just gently rock your head side to side. Really just try and find that position of pure perfection, that alignment, that bliss. Try and roll your wings back so you're really relaxing into the floor. Your arms should be around, I would say, maybe, 35 degree by the side of you, with your palms forward. So facing upwards, I should say. And then just begin to breathe into this space. Let your whole body relax now. Let it be heavy. If you want to, you can place a blanket or a cushion just under your knees. That's also quite nice. Just takes a little bit of pressure off your legs if you need a little extra comfort. It's a really nice way just to have that little lift. And that's where you're going to relax now. So begin to close your eyes. Let your breath be really natural and steady. Don't let it be forced. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This ultimate relaxation. Just you and your body and your mind. So really relax your forehead. Relax your jaw. Let your shoulders sink. Let the earth hold you. Feel as if you're sort of just melting away. And while you're here, I want you to imagine yourself walking on a path through a forest. The path is soft beneath your shoes, a mixture of soil, fallen leaves, pine needles and moss. And as you walk, your body relaxes and your mind clears more and more with every step you take. Breathe in the fresh mountain air, filling your lungs completely. Now exhale. Breathe out all the air. Feeling refreshed, take another deep breath in and breathe out completely, letting your body relax further. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply as you walk through the forest in your mind. The air is cool but comfortable. The sun filters through the trees and it makes a moving dappled pattern on the ground before you. Listen to the sounds of the forest. Birds singing, a gentle breeze blowing. The leaves on the trees shift and sway in the soft wind. And your body relaxes more and more as you walk. Breathing slowly and deeply as you become more and more relaxed. As you walk through the imagined forest, feel your muscles relaxing and lengthening. As your arms swing in the rhythm with your walking, they become loose, relaxed. Feel your back relaxing as your spine lengthens and the muscles around it relax too. Feel the tension leave your body as you admire the scenery around you. Your legs and lower body relax as well, feeling free, feeling at one with nature. The breeze continues to blow through the treetops, but you are sheltered on the path, and the air around you is calm. Small saplings grow at the sides of the path. Around you is an immense array of greens. Some of the leaves on the trees are a delicate light green. Some leaves are deep, dark, true forest green. Many trees have needles that look very soft. The forest floor is thick with green moss, and tall trees grow on either side of the path. Picture the variety of trees around you. Some have smooth white bark, others are darker with coarse and heavy bark deeply grooved. Enjoy the colours of the bark on the trees, the whites, the tans, the browns, the reds, the blacks. You admire the rough brown bark of pine trees and enjoy the fresh scent of pine. Smell all the forest around you. The air is fresh and filled with the scent of trees, soil, and mountain streams. You can hear the sound of water faintly in the distance, the gentle burbling sound of a creek. As you continue to walk through the forest, you feel you're getting closer to the sound of a running stream. And as you near the top of the mountain, you hear the stream. Close now. And the path curves up ahead of you, and you can see the sunlight streaming onto the path. As you round the corner, you hear the water and see a clearing in the trees up ahead. A beautiful lookout point awaits you. Imagine yourself walking towards the clearing and the stream. Stepping stones make an easy path across the stream for you and towards the edge of the mountain. Step on a large flat stone easily and cross the small shallow stream. Up ahead is a large smooth rock like a chair waiting for you to rest. The rock is placed perfectly high up on this beautiful vantage point. Sit or lie down on the rock if you wish. It is very comfortable, and you feel very comfortable, and the sun shines down on you. Looking around, you see mountains in the distance, faint and blue, and you can look down and see into the valley with trees and a brilliant blue lake. Across from you is another mountain. The clearing around you is made up of rocks, soil, pine needles, moss and grass. The grass and mountain wildflowers around you blow gently in the breeze. A deer quietly emerges from the edge of the forest to graze in the clearing. As the deer raises its head to look at you, you can see its nostrils moving to catch your scent. The deer cautiously walks to the stream to drink before disappearing back into the forest. The squirrels dart in and out of sight, and they race across the clearing. Feel the sun warming your body as you relax on the rock. Enjoy the majestic landscape around you and feel your body relaxing even more. Your body is warm and heavy, but you're continuing to breathe the clean, fresh air. You feel so relaxed, so calm, and in unity with nature around you. When you feel ready, there's no rush. Take a deep breath just to wake the body back up again. Maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You may wish to stretch or yawn. And in your own time, gently and quietly, just roll onto your right side and stay there a moment. your body calibrate what's just happened. Let it be steady there for a moment, just as you breathe, just very naturally and with ease. And when you're ready, again, slowly in your own time, just push yourself up to that seated position that is comfortable for you, keeping your gaze low, your eyes closed if you need to. Keep breathing. And just be aware of the sensations that you're feeling. You might want to just find yourself in that seated position and just, I don't know, just even yourself out a bit. And I want you to take your mind back just to the intention you set at the beginning of the session. That person or thing you were going to do this week, or just something for yourself. I just want you to be thinking of that as you bring your hands together, place them in your heart space. I want you to take a big inhale here, seal in that intention in your heart. And then just slowly rub your hands just in a circular motion. We're not going to wake ourselves up too much because I know it's nice to get into bed afterwards. But just a little bit of movement and energy. And then just place them over your eyes again, your hands. As you blink your eyes open. And thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Namaste. All the good in you I share of all the good in me. Thank you very much.